Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back to a new video. I am Reese Gaming, and in this one we're going to be talking about some of the brand new, coolest, most powerful cards coming up in Hearthstone's newest mini set, Darkmoon Races. Now, if you've been living under a rock for the last few days, that is okay, no worries. Let me explain what is going to be happening here. So, coming out tomorrow, we've got 35 new cards, and this is sort of Blizzard's way of summarising the standard year that we've just been in. So we started with Ashes, Scholomance, and now of course Darkmoon Faire, and these 35 cards have all got sort of they've got keywords. We've got the dual cards coming back as well, and we've got some of those flavours and sort of other context and all those things from this year put into these new cards, which I think is a really cool way. And the best thing as well, spoiler alert, we do not need to spend a penny on this either. This can be bought with in-game gold for 2,000 gold, which I've been hoarding because of the new battle pass, which I think is pretty decent for money and stuff. So there we go. I think it's fantastic. We don't need to spend a penny. And obviously you can open these cards through the previous packs as well, through the Darkmoon Faire packs, which is really cool. So if you've already got the whole set and you open like 10 packs because of duplicate protection, you're going to open those cards anyway, which I think is awesome. So enough of that. Let's put that aside. Let's get into some of these brand new cards. So I am a wild player. I'm going to be summarising all of these cards in the eyes of a wild player, so I hope you don't mind that. And obviously if you are a wild player as well, come to the right place. So let's jump in first with 5 honourable mentions. So the first honourable mention is Armor Vendor. So now we've seen some of the vendor cards in Darkmoon Faire. We've got a brand new one here, which is amazing. So it's a 1 mana 1/3 neutral rare minion, and its battle cry is give 4 armor to each hero. It's obviously an honourable mention, so I don't want to go into too much detail, but I just think this card's awesome. It's a perfect anti-aggro card. There's going to be sort of mid-range and controller decks that are going to love this. I can't see why even some sort of like Reno decks won't run this. It's just a good 1-drop, and I think that's sort of like Northshire Cleric-esque as well, which I think is really cool. Odd Warrior is probably going to love this as well. Even Odd Warrior, I should have sort of got some images ready for this, but Odd Warrior, of course, has got some new stuff in this set that sort of wants armor, so I think this is perfect. This is so good as well against like Aggro Druid and sort of like Odd Paladin and stuff, but the thing about like mid-range and control, you don't need to race your opponent, you just need to run them out of resources, and this does exactly that. So runs them out of steam. So there we go. Also, there's a little bit of a combo sort of meme where you can play Shadowwalk and just sort of lock both you and your opponent out from winning, which is pretty funny. Anyway, honourable mention 2. I actually really like this one. It's 2 mana 2/3 elemental Imprisoned Phoenix. So it says dormant for 2 turns, and it's got spell damage +2. So what's going to happen is you're going to pay 2 mana. You're going to close it away from the game. In 2 turns' time, it wakes up, and you've got this sort of big fiery phoenix ready to burn. So I think that's amazing. Obviously, there's some really cool stuff you can do, especially in like both classes really. In sort of a mage, you can use Frostbolt and Ice Lance, so you can pay that 2 mana earlier, and when it wakes up, you don't need to spend money. You don't need to spend mana on playing the Phoenix. You can just play it straight into your burn, which I think is really cool. And obviously, like you can play it in like Burn Shaman as well with Crackle and Lava Burst, which I think is really cool. I like the idea of like almost like banking your mana, and then like in a couple of turns' time, instead of spending that mana on the minion, you just burn. I like that. That's definitely my playstyle. Alright, another honourable mention, we've got Envoy Rustwix, a 5 mana 5/4 demon. The reason I put it in my honourable mentions and not in my top 5, we just know that demons don't really work in Wild unless they're just stupid, ridiculous, like Void Lord or the other one. But I do like this card, and what it does, it shuffles 3 random prime legendary minions into your deck. Now I've already got this sorted, so here's all of the primes that we've already got in the game. So what's going to happen is it's going to shuffle 3 of these into your deck. So I really like this. I can imagine sort of like Reno Lock using this, just a high value deck where you're not really trying to have a specific win condition, you're just trying to outvalue. I think it's really cool, and some of these just stand out as being like super crazy. So we've got Zixor, obviously, which is really good. We've also got the Mishfin here, which is the 10-drop one for Druid. You can like make a 9/9 taunt or rush, which is obviously really good. Gurgle is really good, makes like a couple of Murlocs. Solarian Prime, like casting 5 mage spells, that's never really bad, so that's pretty good. Obviously the Warlock one, the Warrior one are really good. Shaman, obviously being able to draw 3 spells in your deck, reduce their cost by 3, that's decent. Like all of these are really kind of good. The worst one I would say is either the Priest one, or like even the Rogue with permanent stealth. Even that's not really bad. None of these are particularly bad, which I think is pretty cool. Maybe Zixor is kind of bad actually, because you can't really have a way to like buff it in Warlock. But hey, I think Envoy Ruswick is really cool, and I can't. I probably will. I'm probably going to try it. So yeah, there we go. So next one, honorable mention. If you know me, I love Murlocs. It's just a 2-mana 1/4 Murloc with Russian Wind Fury. It's not really shouting like anything new, but I kind of like it. I think as well as it just being that, it's kind of good on curve, especially against aggro. So you play like your Tycool or whatever it's called. You can like attack and buff it, and attack again the next turn. If it sticks around, it's powerful, and I think Murlocs kind of need that. They needed some sort of I don't think there even is a rush Murloc. Is there? Maybe I'm missing it. There's like the blue Tycaller charge, but that's just trade and nothing really happens. This has the chance to trade and stick around, which Murlocs need to do. It needs to stick to the board. So yeah, that's that. Right, last honourable mention, we've got Fellfire Deadeye. Kind of meme, but I love it. I love Even Hunter, and I really want Even Hunter to succeed. Best thing about this is Even Hunter, again, makes your hero power cost 1. Now Fellfire Deadeye makes your hero power cost 0. So we can really use this cheaper hero power to sort of activate all of the hero power-esque cards on screen. We've got Face Stalker, which is obviously really good. The Sniper, which means you can ping your hero power for 0 at anything. Garrison, you can activate it twice. We've got Mana Feeder, which is really good anyway. Yeah, this card's really good. And the best thing about it is you now, because your hero power costs 0, you can spend your mana more wisely on bigger things, like the 4-mana Hyena that makes more dudes, or maybe you make your curve even bigger. You can obviously spend it on Dragonbane, which of course is fantastic. We all know that's probably the Wink edition of Even Hunter. And obviously looking at Demon Hunter, because it is a Demon Hunter card as well. It means your hero power is going to cost 0. I can imagine this card being really good in Standard, but in Wild, not really. You can obviously make your Metamorphosis hero power cost 0. Which is kind of cool. Maybe you can play Garrison Commander in that as well. Make you do 10 damage to 0. That's fun. Yeah, I can't see it being very good in Demon Hunter, but I really like it in Hunter. Really, really like it. Right, let's get into the top 5. So starting up at number 5 is Spark Joy Cheat. 3 mana, 3/3 with Battlecry. If you're holding a secret, cast it and draw a card. Now, before we get into this card is nuts. Honestly, it does so much for so little. But the reason it's in 5th and not further down is I can imagine it being really good in Standard, but we haven't really had any secret archetypes in secret rogue archetypes in the past, and I don't think this on its own is good enough to spark one. That's what I'm saying. Like, obviously we've already got some really powerful secrets in Wild. We've got dirty tricks, bamboozle, ambush. These are all really good. We've also got like really powerful what do you call it, like cards that want you to play secrets, especially the Hanar, whoever her name is, and of course we've got the new secret as well, Shenanigans. So these are all like, I don't know, when you look at the right hand side here of all these images and you see like they're good cards, but when you look at, let's say if I just put like 5 or 6 pictures up from some of the best cards in Secret Mage, I couldn't compare them. I think Secret Mage is far too, yeah, you know what I mean? I just don't know if this is quite what we're looking for in Wild yet. That's what I'm saying. Good card though. Obviously, cast it for free. It's like Kieran Tor Mage, cast it for free, and you draw a card as well. Pretty good. Actually, it's really good, but I just don't think it's good enough. So yeah, that's that. Okay, number 4, we got Libram of Judgment. It's a 7 mana 5/3 weapon with Corrupt Gain Lifesteal. Firstly, it's a Libram, so we're now going to be smacking our opponent with a book, which is pretty funny. But yeah, 7 mana 5/3, a bit overpriced in my opinion. Psych. We've got these cards already in the game. We've got Aldor Tutor, I don't know what its full name is, I've cut it off. And we've also got Aldor Attendant as well. So we're going to be able to reduce this card. Let's say you drew both of the 5 drops and the 1 drops. You can actually get this card down to 1 mana. It's a 1 mana 5/3 weapon. And when it costs 1, it's a lot easier to corrupt. So I think this card, yeah, I just think this card's really, really, really powerful. And you can run 2 copies of it as well, which is crazy. Libram Paladin in the past has been pretty decent in Wild. Honestly, it's been really good. And I think this card on its own is going to push that deck even more into a higher success rate. We've already had cards in the past with, what I call win more. So we've got like High Abyss, whatever her name is, Lady Leandra, and Lanessa. And obviously Libram of Hope, when you draw that card, that's like winning the game sometimes. So I think shoving Libram of Judgment into those sort of, win more cards. Yeah, I think Libram Paladin is actually not a bad, and it's definitely not a meme. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited for that, honestly. Huge payoff. Right, number 3, we've got Conjure Mana Biscuit. I like biscuits. That's why it's in the... No, I'm joking, it's not. Right, this card's kind of crazy. So you pay 2 mana, and then later on in... we haven't actually had the picture of the biscuit yet. I assume it's going to be a 0 mana game 2. That's kind of what it's going off. So just with that, Time Warp, I think it's going to be crazy. You can run 2 copies of this, and obviously get in hand a better coin. Kind of like an Innovate or... Yeah, and I think Time Warp, that's going to be really good, especially in those sort of decks. I see, what's that card called? It's a 2 mana 3/2 that you get a coin if you play a quest. That card's good. Yeah, you don't get a body, but you also get 2 mana, not 1. So I don't know, it's pretty good. Might also be good enough to sort of bring back a Reno Quest Mage. That's kind of just fallen off a little bit, but more cards like this make the consistency of getting that quest complete a lot better in the Reno sort of variants. And obviously, it's just really good. It's just really good in that bucket of Sorcerer's Apprentice, Mana Cyclone, Flamewaker. So, yeah, I think this card's good. And you can also just play it and just bank that mana away for a later Flamewaker turn. I think it's really strong. I've had some people sort of like say it's kind of weak, but I don't know. I think it's really powerful. I think it's really, really powerful. Right, coming up into our top 2. Oh my lordy lord. Okay. We've got Blackfire. It's a 3 mana spell for Warlock. It's a common. You draw 3 and you deal 3 to a hero. Yeah, it's just very Warlocky. I don't know if you've heard of a sort of archetype that's doing quite well at the moment called Darkglare Warlock. Yeah, they don't really mind hurting themselves, so I don't really think this one is going to be a big issue for them. I think they're definitely running this. Yeah, so Darkglare, you don't really care about hurting yourself. There's times sort of when you're running out of steam, or actually not, you don't really ever run out of steam, sorry, I shouldn't really say that in Darkglare. It's more you really want to heavy draw into your Darkglare. So when you draw your Darkglares, you tend to win if you want to draw into those giants. This does exactly that. It's huge steam for a deck that already had so much of it, but I think it's just going to tip Darkglare over the edge again. It's just going to be so powerful. Darkglare's already doing really well, it's like top tier, but it's going to get even better now. So yeah, and obviously even out of Darkglare, 3 mana draw 3, do you mind? Not really. I think this card's really powerful. And probably will see a place in Wild for a long time going forward. So that's that. Okay, top 1 of the new set. I just love Rogue, so I have to put this at the top. It's actually Rogue and Warrior. I've kind of built this slideshow all around Rogue. I didn't really think about Warrior, but let's go into it. So we've got 1 mana spell, Nitro Boost Poison. 1 mana, give a minion to attack and corrupt and your weapon. So let's just think about where this card's going to be good. Kingsbane Rogue, of course. Giving any minion in Kingsbane Rogue +2 attack is powerful, but when you give a minion and your weapon +2 attack, that's really powerful. And obviously Kingsbane keeps all of its buffs and sticks around. So and it's a cheap spell. It's exactly what the deck wants. I think it's really good. I don't know what happened between these two, Birds and the Bees or something. It's literally Deadly Poison and Sharp Oil. Like, it's just their love charge, really. I've heard a few things on Reddit. I've started writing. I've got a discussion going on Reddit about whether you cut Deadly Poison for this. And the more I think about it is, no, you run Deadly Poison, Oil, and this. There's no reason not to. It's just going to speed the deck up even more. Yeah, and I think it's just really, really powerful. Good enough as well, probably just to run it in Odd Rogue as well. And yeah, obviously I didn't discuss anything about Warrior in this list. It's probably good enough in Wild to be running Pirate Warrior. I can't see why not. I don't know, actually. It feels very roguey, this, doesn't it? Like with a cheap spell, and I think we'll definitely have to see where it's good enough in Pirate Warrior. I can't see why it wouldn't be. Yeah, like, I don't know, Pirate Warrior tends to prefer +1/+1, whereas Rogue just prefers just attack, because it just keeps shuffling, and you can re-find it. But yeah, so there we go. That does bring us to the end of the video. I do hope you've had a good time, and I hope you've learned something, and I don't know how I'm going to end this, really, but there we go. I hope you do have a good time with the new stuff tomorrow. I would usually at this point I'm plugging my Twitch, but I'm just not streaming at the moment. My internet's just not really good enough to do so. So yeah, but anyway, top link in the description will be my Twitch. You never know, I might be live. You never know. Probably not. But there we go. Give me a follow if there we go. Whatever. Guys, make sure you go into the comments, leave me a comment, give me a like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. And I'll probably see you for a new video in April when the new set comes out. That's tends to be how I roll around here. So there we go. Have a good rest of your day. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.